Okay, let's jump right into this. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're going to unpack something that brings just an immense, almost suffocating amount of stress to nursing students everywhere, and that is the NR509 exam. If you're a nursing student, you already know NR509 is absolutely not one of those courses where you can just kind of bluff your way through. The pressure is astronomical. But today, we're going to look at the data, the software, and the systems in place. We'll explain exactly how this testing environment works, the really risky ways people try to beat it, and ultimately, the safe alternative solutions we offer to get you through it. So let's just address the elephant in the room right off the bat. Are you feeling completely unprepared for NR509? Look, you're definitely not alone here. The anxiety really spikes around two major milestones, the week 4 midterm and the week 8 final. Going into these exams feeling unprepared is a massive problem because walking in empty-handed, it usually results in total disaster, and that leads so many students to desperately search for a way out. To really understand why this specific exam is so anxiety-inducing, we've got to look at the surveillance technology they use. Both the midterm and the final are almost always proctored by Exemplify with Monitor. Now, what's genuinely fascinating and a little terrifying is just how comprehensive this surveillance actually is. First off, it completely locks down your screen. Second, it records every single glance you make using your webcam. Third, it uses your PC microphone to pick up absolutely every sound in your room. And finally, it uses AI to constantly analyze your behavior and flag anything that looks even slightly off. It is an incredibly invasive, high-security digital environment. And the stakes? They literally couldn't be higher. In NR509, a single low score usually sinks your entire course grade. It's not an exaggeration to say that one failure here could entirely derail your nursing career. That immense pressure is exactly why so many students feel forced to look for loopholes in the proctoring software. They know that every system has weaknesses, and they try to exploit them. The agitation, high risks of DIY cheating. Because students are so stressed, they often attempt some incredibly risky, do-it-yourself manual methods. The first DIY method we see is the keyboard hook bypass. The goal here is to unlock keyboard shortcuts while the lockdown browser is running. Students download a free bypass tool, run it as an administrator, and then launch the lockdown browser. Theoretically, this lets them use hotkeys like Alt plus Tab to jump out of the browser, look at their notes, and switch back. But here's the critical flaw, and this is a big one. While the bypass tool itself might be hard to detect, Respondus Monitor is still actively recording your screen. So the crucial point is, if you Alt-Tab to a browser full of NR509 notes, the screen recording catches it immediately. Your instructor will see exactly what you pulled up. On top of that, the AI automatically flags that rapid application switching. It's a massive, massive gamble. Then there's the virtual machine tech race. The idea here is to run the exam inside a virtual machine while your real computer sits in the background with all your notes open. But just look at the extreme technical burden here. You have to spend hours hardening the VM, modifying configuration files, spoofing hardware IDs, hiding registry keys. And the absolute worst part? You could spend days perfecting this setup, only for Respondus to issue a software update the night before your exam. Boom, it instantly ruins your master plan and blocks your test. Okay, moving on to the hardware capture card method. This keeps everything physical, so no software hacks are needed. But wow, is it astonishingly convoluted. You need 2 functioning laptops. Laptop A runs the exam. You connect laptop A's HDMI output to a capture card, which feeds into laptop B. Then, you have a helper in another room watching the live video feed of your exam, and they text the answers to a phone you have hidden off camera. But even if the software doesn't catch this, the human error risk is just off the charts. Managing 2 laptops, capture cards, and flawless cable management is genuinely hard. If just one stray HDMI cord comes into the webcam's view, or if you make one unnatural glance to check your hidden phone, your cover is completely blown. Trying to look perfectly natural while operating a secret hardware network is incredibly stressful. Finally, we have the room scan and dummy devices. Before the exam, students map the camera's blind spots and tape notes to the desk. They might even place a decoy device, like an old calculator in view, so they have an excuse for looking down. But here's why this fails. The AI rigorously watches your eye movement. Repeated downward glances generate suspicious gaze flags. Your instructor reviews the tape, sees you constantly staring at your desk, and you're caught. And guys, the consequences of getting caught using any of these risky DIY methods,
They're absolutely devastating. We're not just talking about a bad grade here. For many nursing programs, this means an automatic course failure. It means an academic misconduct record that follows you forever. You could lose your clinical placement, your scholarship, or your entire spot in the nursing program. NR509 is simply not the exam to gamble on with some setup you tested once in your bedroom. The solution? Our secure expert assistance. Let's pivot to how we can actually help you. And this brilliantly illustrates the difference. Look at this comparison between those risky DIY methods and our expert service at www.cheatproctoredexams.com. With DIY, the setup stress is high, it's tech-heavy, and it's expensive. But with our professional service, setup stress is zero because we handle the tech entirely. While DIY detection risk is high, we bypass the platform completely, bringing your detection risk down to zero. And instead of exhausting preparation, relying on our experts saves you a massive amount of valuable study time. So, what are the stress-free benefits for busy nursing students? Well, we offer this service where we literally take the entire exam for you. Your only job is to sit calmly at the webcam, complete the standard ID and room checks, and let our remote team handle the rest. There is zero technical configuration required on your end. None. This saves you hours of useless studying and anxiety. And we don't just promise you'll pass. We guarantee a minimum score of 90 on every single exam we take for you. We also back that up with an 80% money-back guarantee. If your score ever falls below 80%, you pay nothing at all. It's an alternative that carries zero financial risk and zero academic risk. As we've seen throughout this explainer, trying to beat the system yourself is just a dangerous trap. The absolute most secure way to bypass any proctored exam is by using the experts at www.cheatproctoredexams.com. And hey, make sure you check the comments and the description box below because we have the link pinned right there for you to make it super easy. So I'm going to leave you with this final question. Why risk your entire nursing career when a stress-free, guaranteed pass is just a click away? When the pressure of an exam like NR509 threatens your future, you need to make the smart, safe choice. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and we'll see you next time.